Hi everyone and welcome back to Alejandro HD, and today I'm taking another look at the Dhammapada. Um, I said in the previous video that I wanted to shoot these types of videos outside, um, in the nature and so on, but I've found a really good website where I just want to, I've got the screen here, I've got the text here, so I can talk about the text, and so it's kind of better. Which is not to say I won't go outside at some point and do some readings and do some share my own thoughts on the text when I can. But yeah, so I think I'm just gonna use this website. Uh, I'm not entirely sure what this website's actually called. I think it's just like Buddhist texts. If you do a simple Google search, you'll find it. But I thought I'd move on to chapter 2 on earnestness. Earnestness. Yeah. A little. I actually really had a little thing about this is when I used to write essays in school, in history class especially. One of the things I like to say was this thing began in earnest. So I wrote a piece on women's suffrage, like suffragettes, Emily Pankhurst, and all that sort of stuff. And I'd say the women's suffrage began in earnest in like 1800 or 1909 or 1901 or whenever it was. I can't quite remember exactly when, but I found that interesting when I was going through my app, um, and I was reading through the earnestness of the Buddhist text. So continuing on from the twin verses, we have this, and I thought I would go through each individually. You can read them there on the screen as well, and read them with me. So 21. Earnestness is a path of immortality, nirvana. Thoughtlessness, the path of death, and those who are earnest not to die, or not do not die. No, I can't read. Sorry. Those who are thoughtless as if they are dead already. Um, what I take from this is Buddhism focuses a lot on meditation and the and nirvana as sort of ultimate goal to achieving enlightenment. Earnestness, is a word that means to get somewhere quickly or to be ready for something. So like is the path of immortality, thoughtlessness, the pain of death. Those who are not earnest do not die. Those who are thoughtless are as if dead already. Kind of like how they say that if you don't care about something, you're gonna just it's a path to the dark side. Kind of Star Wars reference there. It's kind of how I see it. I don't think that's how they intended it, but that's just how I perceive it. 22. Those who are advanced in earnestness have understood this clearly, delight in earnestness, and rejoice in knowledge of the iris elect. So this is sort of a new chapter for me. As I said in the first video, I was sort of going to go back and forth, pick and choose different things. This one, not really entirely sort of sure what this means. If anyone watches my videos, anyone who's also into this can give me some sort of input. Those who are advanced in earnestness, having understood this clearly, delight in earnestness and rejoice in the knowledge of the elect or iris. So, those who are advanced in earnestness, having understood this clearly, delight in earnestness. I guess this is sort of going back in the first one, like earnestness is the path of mortality. So those who are advanced rejoice as is like they or understood this, they are sort of having a path to immortality. Not entirely sure, but like I say, someone pick me up on that one. 23. These wise people, meditative, steady, and always possessed of strong powers, attain nirvana. the highest happiness. Cool. Yeah, nirvana is the ultimate goal for any um, Buddhist monk or any person who is involved in the Buddhist sort of ways, um, and I think that's quite self-explanatory. 24. If an earnest person has rendered himself as if he is not forgetful, if his deeds are pure, and if he acts with consideration, if he restrains himself and lives according to law, then his glory will increase. Yeah, I think that's it's talking about karma. Do good and good will come to you. I think that's kind of how I would take that one. 25. By rousing himself, by earnestness, by restraint and control, the wise man may make for himself an island which no flood can overwhelm. I think that's interesting. That's kind of sort of going back on the twin verses, what we talked about with the if you live a good and pure life, then you're gonna have good and pure things happen. I think that's sort of mirroring what that was saying in the previous verse, um, making himself an island where no flood can overwhelm. Kind of that's how I would describe that one. Uh, 26. Fools follow after vanity, men of evil wisdom than wise men, keeps earnestness as his best jewel. Yes, so I like this one a lot because this one is kind of like how, fools follow after vanity. So that's kind of like people that want fancy cars, like lots of money, big houses, all that sort of stuff. That's kind of like a fool's ambition. That's not how I would say everyone who believes in that stuff is a fool, but that's kind of like how the Buddhist mindset is. And like it says, like the wise man keeps his earnestness as his best jewel. So if you can keep your path to immortality, to nirvana, to staying on a good and steady path, then that's your best tool to have, and not the vanity of riches sort of thing. That's how I see it. 27. Follow not after vanity, nor after the enjoyment of love and lust. He who is earnest and meditative obtains ample joy. Yeah, again, this is one of the many, many Buddhist rules. Like, I'm assuming this is sort of more towards like not having a relationship. That's kind of another thing that Buddhist monks are not allowed to do. So just keeping yourself pure and free of any sort of immoral thoughts, then you're going to have the best joy, as what I see with that one. 28. When the learned man drives away vanity by earnestness, the wise, climbing the terraced heights of wisdom, looks down upon the fools. Sincere, he looks up upon the toiling crowd, as one stands on a mountain and looks upon them, stands above the plain. So again, it's kind of like once you overcome vanity, once you overcome all of the sort of material objects, then you will feel like you are literally standing on a mountain. Like you feel above this sort of immoral decadence that you're avoiding yourself from. And in most cases, I would also agree with that. That one feels a little bit, to me anyway, that one feels a little bit sort of like you've got a bit of a superiority thing going on there. So, but then again, I'm not like one thing I like about Buddhism is that I'm a sort of observer. Like I don't like assign myself to this faith completely, so I can sort of look at it from an outsider perspective. And I know that many Buddhists would probably say that this isn't exactly gospel, but it does sound a little bit like you're like, oh, look at me, I'm better than you, sort of thing. Although that's definitely not the aim, which is kind of like contradictory in itself. So very interesting there. 29. Earnest among the thoughtless, awake among the sleepers, the wise man advances like a racer, leaving behind the hack. Yeah, again, that's sort of look at me, I'm sort of better than you. I'm leaving behind this sort of immoral mess, and I am the best sort of thing. So again, this does feel like a bit like more like a superiority sort of look at me, I'm better than you sort of thing, which is interesting considering what Buddhism actually is supposed to be. 30. By earnestness did Magava Idria. Rise to the lordship of the gods. People praised earnestness. Thoughtfulness is always blamed. Blamed? Blamed. Oh, I have to read that one back. By earnestness did Maghavan rise to the lordship of the gods. People praised earnestness. Thoughtlessness is always blamed. Not sure on that one. Somebody help me with that one. 31. A bhikkhu, so that's like a sort of fully ordained Buddhist monk, who delights in earnestness, who looks with fear of unthoughtfulness, moves like fire, burn all his fetters, small or large. Again, I'm not so. I know what a bhikkhu is. A bhikkhu is like a ordained monk who delights in earnestness, looks with fear of unthoughtfulness, moves like fire, burning all his fetters, small or large. So kind of like sort of any worries he has is whether it's the worst thing in the world or the smallest thing. It sort of doesn't matter. It's beyond this, like a bhikkhu, which I can understand. A bhikkhu who delights in reflection, who looks with fear of thoughtlessness, cannot fall away from his perfect state. He is close upon nirvana. Yeah. So again, that's sort of achieving enlightenment, which is the goal of every Buddhist, and um, this is sort of a reinforcement of the fact that if you stay true to the path, okay, and in this case, earnestness, which is the second chapter, then you will also achieve enlightenment. So that was interesting. I'm going to bookmark this website, and I'm just going to go through all of the chapters per video. I think that's probably the best way to go. Well, if you like this video, yeah, stay tuned for more, and that's really all I've got to it. I'm just going to keep reading this and learn as I go and talk about my favourite points. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.